Good evening, Reds, and welcome to Match Day Live. Manchester United are straight back at it tonight in the Premier League, and they take centre stage here at the London Stadium against West Ham. And let's be honest, United are absolutely flying at the moment. It's 4 games, 4 wins under Michael Carrick. And tonight, it's all about making that 5 from 5. Can the Reds do it away from home? Confidence is high, the momentum is there, and this team will be looking to keep that run going in a big way. We have to give a huge shout out to our viewers on YouTube as well. Make sure you like and subscribe and let us know in the comments how much you are looking forward to tonight's game. Alongside me, I have got member of the class of 92. Of course, it's Mr. Ben Thornley by my side. Now, this hasn't been a great stomping ground for us in recent times, but we're hoping to change that tonight. How tough is it to come to this stadium?
It is always difficult, especially in recent seasons. United, haven't come away with the results that maybe some of the performances have deserved. I have to say, though, it's a lot more difficult playing at Upton Park or the Bowling Ground, whatever you want to call it, than it is here. They were right on top of you. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot more people in, and this is a fantastic stadium. I just don't think it's as conducive to football as Upton Park was. It just doesn't create the same sort of atmosphere. But listen, they're on a decent run, West Ham, one of probably the informed team along with Bournemouth in the bottom half of the league. This is going to be difficult, these last 5 games. Speaking
of Upton Park, anytime we're here, we always mention your debut, so we have to show you this now, because our Ben Thornley made his debut at Upton Park. It was on the 26th of February 1994, your debut against West Ham. Just to make you feel really old here, Ben,
Very.
I wasn't born.
No, I think we've established that already, haven't we?
We did. Just to remind you on air of that, because I do love your reactions to this.
32 years ago this month, wow, but a very proud moment for me, obviously. What we've just been talking about, a really, really difficult place, especially to make your debut. The chicken run, as they call it, where you're warming up. And I always remember Les Sealey, bless him, really winding up those West Ham fans, which didn't make it any easier for me. But a fantastic experience, yeah, to make my debut there.
It's an incredible honour for you making your debut on that stage. But now, thinking about today's game, Ben, can you believe this? Because if United win tonight, we could move up to 3rd in the Premier League table. That just shows how much of an unbelievable run we're on, right?
Incredible. And I really do feel as though, it shouldn't stop at 3rd. You want to get as close as you can to Arsenal. OK, the lead that they've got over United at the moment is quite a commanding one, but there's no reason why with each win we can't keep putting pressure on. First Villa, then City, and then Arsenal, because this league has shown all season everybody's capable of beating anybody, but the run that United are on at the moment should be worrying most.
It should, and Jared Bowen in the Matchday programme today has spoken about how concerned it is and how confident the Manchester United side is with that, because if West Ham beat us, that'll be 4 home wins in a row for them against us. They have got so much confidence against us, but surely we should pick up momentum after the few weeks we've had. Yeah,
we've had a fantastic couple of weeks. Michael Carrick has done a wonderful job with the short time that he's had and the few games that he's had, and the few tweaks that he's made as well. But it's always a difficult place to come, but if United perform anything like the standards, just everything about the team performance that these fans coming sitting in here today, I want to see, that we've seen these last few games, that they are so much quicker, so much more organised, and consequently we're getting the results and we're getting the performances to indicate that. But they will not be taking West Ham lightly. As I said, they've won the last 3 out of 4, and the one they lost they should have won when they were 2-0 up at Stamford Bridge. So Michael Carrick will be in there saying this lot are not to be taken lightly, and I'm pretty sure that'll be the case.
Well, let's see who is going to say that too then. Let's hear from Liam with the team news.
Yeah, thanks, Zara. Manchester United against West Ham at the London Stadium, and no changes for Michael Carrick. Not only no changes in the starting 11, no changes in the matchday squad. Substitutes remain exactly the same as well. Senna Lomans picking up his 4th clean sheet of the season, continues between the sticks for Manchester United. Luke Shaw, who has started every Premier League game this season, does the same again today, joined by Martinez, Maguire and Diogo Dalot. Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo have been getting better and better as a partnership partnership in the centre of midfield. They continue as a pairing. Mateus Cunha, who's never scored against West Ham in 5 attempts, comes off the left. Bruno Fernandes, who hasn't scored against West Ham in more than 1,000 minutes, through the middle. Ahmad on the right, and Brian Mbeumo, who's got 5 goal involvements in 8 appearances against West Ham. It would be a wonderful day, David May, for Bruno Fernandes and Mateus Cunha to break their duck against West Ham.
That'd be fantastic, it really, really would. But listen, you talk about the squad there, Liam, and the team that Michael Carrick's picked. It picks itself. You know, the last 4 games have been absolutely exceptional. They really, really have. And, you know, why change? Why change a winning team? No, I expect again to win tonight. I really do.
Yeah, I hope you're absolutely right. Let's find out what Manchester United will be facing. This is the West Ham United team news. Just one change for them as Freddie Potts comes into the side to replace Callum Wilson, homegrown Freddie Potts. It is quite a defensive change for West Ham. Callum Wilson, who is much more of a striking option. Potts, who's more of a midfielder. Expect to see him dropping deep and into midfield. Hermansen in goal, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Konstantinos Mavropanos, Disasi on loan from Chelsea, and El Hadj Malik Diouf off the left, who played very well in pre-season against Manchester United. Bowen, Fernandes, Souček, and Somerville across the middle. Potts behind Castellanos, who leads the line for West Ham, and Nuno Espirito Santo. United are going to have to keep an eye on Jarrod Bowen. He's done very well in recent games against United. Also, Somerville on the left-hand side can be dangerous too, Maisie.
I would say, Liam, in the team talk, I'm sure Michael will pick out those 2 players you've just mentioned. Certainly Somerville, he scored in the last 5 games. And Jarrod Bowen, we know everything about him. So if we can stop, I mean, it's a big, big game for Delo and Luke Shaw to nullify those 2 and to stop the firepower for Castellanos up front. Stop those 2 from playing and we'll go on and win the game.
Hope you're absolutely right. Really looking forward to this one. Manchester United against West Ham. We're underway at 8:15. Let's get you to the studio where Sully's joined by Wes and Webbs.
Yeah, thanks very much. Really looking forward to this one. So Michael Carrick names an unchanged side. Again, to talk about that and build up to kick off, we welcome Danny Webber and Wes Brown. Wes, all is good in the camp right now. How good is the vibe there? How confident is everybody going to what is a tricky game at West Ham?
Yeah, listen, I think it's been great, hasn't it? The fans think it has. The atmosphere's back. They're playing some good football. They're winning games. They're attacking teams. You know, they're defending as a unit. I think Michael's brought a little bit of confidence. Well, he's definitely brought the confidence back, but he's brought the right attitude back. And we know it's going to be another difficult game tonight. But you know, unchanged team. Why not go and win again? I don't see any reason why we can't. And really looking forward to it. I think that's the main thing. Everyone's looking forward to the next game.
How helpful is it to have the consistency of team selection we've had recently?
It does help. It does. I think it helps even the subs, and that might sound crazy if you sat on the bench, but it helps because you're aiming to get into the team. You've got to fight to get into the team. So if you're in the team, you're fighting to keep the shirt. And if you're out of the team, you look at Cunha, come off the bench, scored goals, got himself in the team when obviously an injury happened to Dorgu. And then Šeško's come on and scored. So it means that if you're on the bench, you've got to come on and do something. You're not just going to be swapped and changed and get the minutes without merit. And that's the message it sends. And you can see the lads who have been in the team, they're doing everything right. They're working hard. They're fighting to be in the team for the next week, and they're enjoying themselves.
You played at the back for us, Wes, in a really consistent back line. And we've seen Harry Maguire and Lisandro Martinez forge a really good partnership in the centre of defence. How crucial is that partnership?
I think it's very important, along with the keeper as well. I think when you know what the guy next to you is going to do, or what he's capable of doing, I think it makes it a lot easier. I think if you change them positions quite a lot, you're just setting yourself up, really. But listen, Martinez has come back, Harry's come back in the team, and look how solid it looks. Yeah, listen, you can even see maybe a team scoring against us, but they've been solid, and you can see us going to score more. You know what I mean? Just the way we're set up. But I think Harry, especially being out for so long, has come back, and it's like he's been playing all season. It's been really good. So, you know, you can see that Michael's not looking to change much if there's no injuries, or he doesn't think people are tired, and I really like it. I think it's so positive going forward, and it's like what Webb said as well. The lads that are doing well, if you're doing well, you're going to stay in.
No player has played more Premier League minutes for us this season than Luke Shaw, a player who has had more than his fair share of injuries in seasons gone by. How good is it for him to have this long spell of starts in the team, to be injury-free and playing at a really high level?
I think I'm delighted for him, and I think, you know, one thing that you got to give credit to the last manager for, he fed him back in well, you know, and then he's managed his minutes, and now he's in a place where he's playing every week, he's starting every week, and it's helped, I think, the fact that we've had less games, so he's got time to recover, and you can see that if you're looking at left backs, top left backs, there's no better than Luke Shaw. I think he's outstanding, and we've suffered at times when we've not had him, his experience, his calmness. And he's obviously suffered because he's had injuries and he's had time out of the team. So it's great to have him back, and you see when he's on the ball, there's a calmness. People know that he's top level.
Yeah, certainly put himself in contention to travel to the US for the World Cup in the summer. A lot of people watching him. Diogo Dalot and Bruno Fernandes, who don't trail Luke by that many minutes in terms of their Premier League output, will be going with Portugal now. Diogo's found a really good spell of form of late. Suffered a little bit of criticism earlier in the season, but has bounced back strongly.
And listen, that's the right word, bounce back. Everybody can have a period where it's not going right, the confidence is low. But look at him last game, absolutely perfect. The way he would get forward, the pace he would do it, nothing was holding him back, playing the right balls. And that's exactly what you want, and most of the players are doing that at this moment of time. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can keep it going over the next few games and tonight. But you can't really fault anyone. The one-touch passing that we see, the drive when we're on counter-attack, we go, we try and score, and it's really good to watch. And it'd be difficult for Michael to sort of bring the subs on and put them in the starting lineup because they've done so well. So we just hope it can continue as long as possible.
For someone like Diogo, he's got Nous Mazraoui breathing down his neck, wanting to start games. So that competition all over the pitch, not just in Diogo's position, but all over at the moment with a healthy-looking squad. Surely that's vital.
Oh, it is. It's so important, the competition for places. And I think sometimes when you rotate too much, people get complacent because they know whether they've played well or whether they haven't played well, their game's coming back round again. Oh, well, it's all right, I might not play the next one, but I'll play the one after that. So, if you're earning your shirt, which has always been the premise, for years and years, if you're earning your shirt, then you've got it by merit, and even that gives you confidence when you go out on the pitch.
As for Bruno, we'll chat about him a little later because he still is our best player, our most important player, most creative player. We'll chat about him in a moment. First, so let's head back to London with Ben Thornley and Zara.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, so we've been having a closer look at the team news. Ben, what do you make of it? Consistency yet again?
Yeah, obviously with the performances, the manager, and we're lucky enough not to have had any injuries, that the manager has decided not to change it, and I think that's right. Obviously, the relationships that these players are building and the results that they're getting, then, somebody has to be working extremely hard in training to be able to dislodge them, but you don't change a winning side, and I think that is exactly the right way to go.
It is such a strong lineup, and even in the West Ham programme today, they're speaking about the experience that's in the lineup as well, which is something they need to be concerned about. Even when you look at the defence and see players like Harry Maguire, the midfield you've got Kobbie Mainoo, Bruno, it just shows really that chances can come from anywhere.
Yeah, and we are a team at the moment that has got a number of people chipping in with goals. The people that have found themselves in the team, Kobbie Mainoo, Harry Maguire, obviously Luke Shaw's having a fantastic season, but they will all contribute. Patrick Dogu before he got injured. I know that the onus is on the forward players to be scoring the goals, but the creativity can come from anywhere. You've got Bruno that's doing both, you've got Cunha that's doing both. The way that this team is contributing to winning football matches is absolutely brilliant to watch, it really is.
When you think about the chances coming from everywhere, that must be a joy for Michael Carrick. The fact that he doesn't have to just rely on one player, everyone's chipping in, so it'll cause him a little bit of a headache to try and decide between which players he wants.
Of course, and listen, if you are to finish near the top of the league or the top of the league, you have to have players that are chipping in from all over the park. You can't just rely, because scoring, 20, 25 goals in the Premier League is extremely difficult. What is a lot easier, I'm not saying a lot easier, what is easier is if you've got people chipping in, and you've got somebody that might score you between 15 and 20, and then you've got other players that are scoring you 7, 8, 9, maybe the odd player or two that can just about get into double figures. You're doing that and you're going a long way to finishing right near the top of this league.
Fingers crossed. And if you are watching us on YouTube, let us know in the comments what you think of the team news this time out as well. And there's plenty more updates on the app for you to vote on as well with those polls. Now, Ben, when you look at the West Ham team, what do you make of it? Where's the danger going to come from?
The danger, without any question, is going to come from the two wide players in Somerville and Jared Bowen. I think over the seasons, Jared Bowen has been an exceptional signing for them, and where they would be without him I don't know, and they need to rely on him that little bit longer if they're obviously going to get out of the predicament that they're in. But they have found wins lately. They've won the last 3 out of 4. They still scored 2 at Stamford Bridge, even though they didn't win the game. But certainly those two will be a real handful. And the other person you've got to watch, of course, from set pieces is Thomas Souček. He is a handful in both areas, but if you can marshal him, then you will go a long way to nullifying what they can throw when they're putting the ball in the box.
One player that we have that is capable of dealing with any danger is our captain, of course, Bruno Fernandes. How phenomenal has he been? And let's talk about that goal, obviously with his chin.
And he just made it look as though it was so natural. For anybody else, that would have gone anywhere, but the control of it was brilliant. Listen, for the 6 seasons that he's been here, it's hard to argue that there has been anybody that has been consistently as good as he has, season in, season out. He defies belief sometimes with his numbers, and let's hope that he continues to do that. He's been phenomenal.
Well, from one pundit to another, we decided to ask Dion Dublin his thoughts on our captain Magnifico.
How are you, Dion?
Very well, always.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Friend of Manchester United, as always. 312 Premier League appearances and 111 goals. We were just discussing there, and you were actually like, oh, I've got a 312. I didn't know that.
Yes.
And then that conversation went on to the 100 Club.
Yes, which we did okay with.
We did okay.
Not too
we
bad.
tried to guess the top 10, which Liam had up on the screen. I think we got about 8 out of 10.
Yeah, we started having a guess, didn't we, on how many were in the Premier League's 100
Yeah.
Club, and there were fewer than you thought.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's only 35 that have scored 100 or more goals in the Premier League 100 Club. Look who's going to walk behind us here. It's the skip. Here he is. No, it's all right. I think you're allowed, Bruno. The joy of being at Carrington, isn't it? Is that all of a sudden...
This is inside Carrington.
I actually think he knew we were filming.
Yeah.
He could have gone another way. He just wanted to get
wanted to make an
in the
appearance.
podcast. It's that big.
What a finish from him yesterday.
Oh,
by
my
the way.
word.
Oh,
I know. It made it look easy.
yeah.
And he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, I think so.
Outside of the right shin, Bosch, thank you very much.
Great finish.
Incredible finish.
Brilliant.
How much are you enjoying this resurgence at the minute, Dion?
It's just good to watch United playing like United. You know, they are energy. They are crossing the ball from the right, not chopping back. They're making it look easy because they've simplified it. I think what Michael's done is he's at the helm and he's gone, listen, lads, I back you, just enjoy your football. And they look relaxed and they're making it look easy.
Obviously, you played under different managers, not necessarily here, but at other clubs. Do you think that you expressed yourself the most and played the best when a manager did just say, go and enjoy it?
Yeah, I didn't mind the other side. I didn't mind...
Tough love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that because sometimes I think playing with fear is probably an old school value, but playing with fear keeps you on your toes and it makes you reach heights that you probably didn't think that you could. But on the other hand, you know, if things aren't going well, you sometimes need an arm around you to say, listen, I back you. I believe in you. Just go and play your football. So I think there's time and a place, but I didn't mind the tough love, as you put it.
We are recording this podcast on Sunday, which is the day after another incredible win for Michael Carrick and his team. 4 on the bounce.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know what all the changes, Michael, obviously, and all the staff that he has with him. They're all keeping it really simple. I think they've gone into the dressing room, and I could imagine, knowing Michael and the staff he has around him, they've gone, come on, lads, it's okay. We've got enough quality here. I don't really need any more. I back you, you back me, and let's just give it a go. And they've just simplified it. Just go and be Man United. Here's a bit of freedom for you. And look at the results. And not just the results, the performances and the individuals, and now, you know, Bruno's doing what he does and Bruno's scoring great goals. And I was fortunate enough to interview him when he first came here, and then I interviewed him again when he got the armband. And each time he's been the same person, been very relaxed, very down to earth, and he plays the game in the same way. He's very much a leader, and I think he likes the pressure, you know. I think he likes the pressure of having to make decisions for the players on the pitch and telling players where to go, what to do, how to do it, because he can back it up because of his performances. And if you're a skipper, the first thing you have to do is play well yourself, and then anybody else will follow. I think he's been outstanding.
On the field, 6 Premier League goals, 12 Premier League assists this season. Nobody in the Premier League has created more chances, more big chances, has more assists than Bruno Fernandes this season. He is incredible. My lasting memory of him will be of him as a human being. Just a wonderful, wonderful bloke.
He always has time for you. I've been pitch side sometimes, and after the interviews that I've done with him, you know, he just caught my eye and he's come over from his teammates in the warm-up and shook my hand and said, hi, Dion, and, you know.
And that's how to be a leader at Manchester United.
Yeah, it's a respect thing as well. You know?
We had a wonderful moment on that note in the tunnel after it was a cup game against Liverpool, I think, where I got the opportunity to say what the fans inside the stadium, what the fans around the world thought of him, and we had a very emotional couple of minutes, Bruno and I, where he was very appreciative to hear it, and I was very appreciative that he was the captain. Not from me, maybe. There was just a moment where I thought, here's my opportunity to tell you how everybody feels about you, and it was lovely.
He was a January transfer signing.
Wow.
Potentially one of our best ever. We of course did have Vidic. He was January transfer signing. So was Evra.
It's hard to judge and balance how good they have been, but I think if you look at his stats or Liam's, you know, his goals and his assists, it's basic enough. That's it. That's enough. He's done enough. However, he does the other stuff that you've mentioned. You know, the being accommodating to people, the respect for people. And sometimes you only see a footballer in a footballer environment, but when they're taken out of that, they may change. He doesn't change at all. And he respects everybody, even if they are a chef or a chief exec or a cleaner or a presenter. It doesn't really matter. Treats everybody the same. That is a true leader.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
True leader.
Yeah, so proper loving for Bruno. So we're going to continue the theme and talk about just how good he's been this season, not only scoring goals, but assisting as well. Wes, there's a fantastic stat surrounding Bruno. He's been involved in 10 goals in his last 8 Premier League away games with 2 goals and 8 assists. So far, he's got the joint most assists away from home in a single campaign in United's Premier League history.
Yeah.
While we watch his goals, can you remember which player he's up against? 2001-2002 season, a United player, also got 8 assists away from home. Can you have a guess who it is?
Bex.
Not Bex.
Go
the other wing.
Giggsy,
yeah.
Listen, it's already what an achievement.
Yeah,
Well,
8
what a
assists
player.
away from home already, with a lot of the campaign left.
Yeah, and you know what? When he's on the ball, all he's looking to do is set somebody up as well.
I mean, you do get some easy assists. I mean, that's a nice assist there, isn't it? He's tapped the ball to Mason, who's
still
done
got
to
to do
free
it,
kick home.
Yeah, he's still got to do it. But listen, the quality that he has, you know, he's no give up. He never gives up. He's always looking to play his teammate in, and if not, try and score himself. He's always mostly on the pitch, playing every game. But look at some of the quality of some of the balls.
Just going to say the quality of the assists.
It's good. And listen, there's been times when I know people, fans, are saying he tries to do too much. But listen, he's got that ability to find a player. The players have to make the run sometimes. But look, just there, perfect. Way to pass, right angle. Even there, that's a tough ball, you know. So and I mean, look at that. I mean, some finish. But yeah, he's always looking to help his teammates. Like I said, his way to pass. Tries to play into space. He knows, you know, his teammate who's running onto it, where to put the ball. And in my eyes, he's done it from the get-go. from as soon as he came.
Yeah, he's a special player, and we'll need him again tonight away from home against a West Ham team who've found a bit of form. But Liam mentioned it earlier about Bruno's poor record actually against West Ham. Is it unusual for a player of his quality to not struggle but not be at his best against a particular opponent?
I think it gives you an opportunity every time you face him to change the narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't think that's the sort of thing he would even think about or he would be bothered about. But it is a surprise based on the quality and the numbers that he's been punching for a number of years now. It might be to do with the fact that when they play against him, they single him out because he makes us tick a lot of the time. You know, they've always had the likes of Souček in the middle of the park who, you know, when they've had Rice and so on over years, probably get around him a little bit more. But I think it's a different prospect tonight because we've got numerous players who are in good form. So you can't just, you know, zoom in on Bruno because everybody else is in good form as well.
That's a good point, actually. If you were to focus on Bruno too much, you're going to give more space to Ahmad and Burmo, Cunha, all these quality footballers. And Casemiro is getting forward well at the moment, assisting, scoring goals. So with options on the pitch, Bruno might find a little bit more room.
100%. He'll get himself into better positions. Whether Cunha and Brumo's got it, holding the ball up, he can get into positions he needs to be. Whereas in past seasons, sometimes he's only been the threat. So you can, as a manager, say, as tight as you want on him today, that's what you have to do. You know, don't let him play forward. And at the moment, teams have got other problems. So Bruno can, you know, he's clever enough. He's a smart player, and he's clever enough to get himself in positions where he knows, you know, he only needs a touch and then he'll find the player. And it's a perfect scenario. And that's because these other members obviously doing their job. 100% what Webb said.
And in that midfield alongside Casemiro and Kobbie, nice balance.
Yeah.
And the other two, can they allow Bruno to play a bit further forward and maybe showcase the best of his ability?
I think they all complement each other, and they're all so intelligent and have the freedom now. So if Casemiro goes forward, somebody sits. If Bruno goes forward, somebody sits. It's not as rigid as we've seen over the past couple of years, and you can see that when we have the ball, we expand, and then the moment we close, you know, we lose the ball, everybody gets in tight. I think there's been times where we've seen Casemiro exposed because of the way we've been playing in previous seasons. And there's been people saying, you know, he can't run and all this kind of thing. But sometimes you're left wide open. And I think what have really impressed me since Michael's come in is you see the team freely go forward, but then come back in tight and compact and work together. So that midfield three has just everybody complementing each other quite nicely at the moment.
Yeah, sure do. Now, Matheus Cunha has had a hand in 4 goals in his last 5 Premier League away games, 3 goals and 1 assist. Let's hear from the Brazilian next.
I'd like to talk about your teammate, Bryan Mbeumo. What does he bring to the team?
Wow, a lot of energy, what a lovely guy. I'm every day around him, someone that I'm fan. I always play against him. And we talk about the games and we play in the past, Brentford against the Wolves. But to be together now and help United is something then when we arrive here, we feel like, wow, we can be a small part of the success of the team. It's some like challenge then, is everything to us.
So you knew him before?
Yeah, of course.
Like playing against him, do you have some memories of him at Brentford?
Of course, he scored against Wolves. Not good memories, but we talked about that, like when I scored against Brentford. So we talked about what happens in the past, in good way, and we always like so excited to play together with each other.
He's now playing as a number 9. What kind of number 9 he's?
He's someone then, he's very intelligent, he's very clever. So he can use it in his strength. Very, very good, like go in the space. He have like the shoots so well, so good. And this is kind of details that number 9 need to have. And of course, he's someone that help us so much. And it's like I say, it's a pleasure to play like him more than who is the position that he plays, be around him in the pitch, something then we know he can create something special.
As long as you train with him, you play with him, do you think Brian is an underrated player?
I'm not someone that look something outside of the football. For me, he's never underrated player because I put him so high. So him give me the expectation, then I know he can do. But if you talk about someone else, like I cannot answer the question because I honestly I don't really care about what talking about them. You know, I know what I see, I know what they do, and to feel around him is special. He's so good guy, so I never put him underrated to say yes.
Regarding his personality, how is Brian?
Shy, he's so shy, like he didn't speak much, but so I speak French and I always speak with him. He's kind of guy then, he's like I say, he's special, he's love to be around him and talking about the games, the life. Honestly, he finished very well. Every training, after training we stay to do finishing, so it's always one good competition to have him, Bruno, Ben, everyone, Josh, everyone around the team. I feel like we start to get our level.
Amazing. Just the last question, what are the objectives of this season for you, Manchester United?
I feel, like after everything, there's small things is coming more and more, like everyone thinking about to be in the Europe competition. Now we can be in the Champions League competition, 6 points between us and the second and the third. So I feel like it's better to go every weekend to see what the future give to us, because the most important is go to the next game with the win mentality in the mind, and I think everything coming after that.
So that was Matheus Cunha there, and as you can see, I've not only just got Benjamin Thornley tonight, I've also got a man who has played 208 Premier League appearances, started off his career against West Ham United, but is a lover of the Reds. So it's a pleasure to welcome Matt Holland here with me. How intrigued are you tonight with this matchup?
Yeah, really interesting game actually, because you've got two teams who are in decent form, aren't you? Under Michael Carrick, Man United have turned their fortunes around, two rejuvenated sides. He's won 4 on the spin. West Ham have won 3 of the last 4. Both teams look like they're scoring goals at the moment, so it should be an interesting game.
This is a Manchester United team that isn't short of creativity. We've just heard Matheus Cunha there in his interview, being quite complimentary as well of Brian and Mbeumo. Their chemistry is unbelievable. How pleased are you to see them, how they work together?
They've been 2 incredible signings for United, haven't they, this season? And Mbeumo playing through the middle at the moment, but that front 4, if you like, is so fluid. They can interchange, and that's why they're causing teams so many problems. And the amount of unselfish runs that all of them make as well. They're not going to get the ball every time, but what they will do is they will drag defenders all over the place, and they'll have them thinking all the time with the way that they can interchange their positions. And plus, they're a handful when they're on the ball as well.
They are, especially when you look at Matheus Cunha's goal involvements. 4 goals in his last 5 Premier League away games. He could be one of the dangerous ones that West Ham need to watch out for tonight. Fingers crossed.
I think he's been a terrific signing. I think he's a really top talent. Gets you up the pitch as well in difficult moments. When the team is struggling, you need to get a bit of a breather. He can get you up the pitch with a run. His movement, his intelligence, the goals that he scored from outside the box as well. He's a real threat, so he's been a terrific signing. As Ben said, him and Mbeumo. He talked about two players who scored a lot of Premier League goals last season. Goals were a massive issue for Man United last season, didn't score anywhere near enough. All of a sudden now they look like scoring plenty, and Cunha and Mbeumo are a big product of the reason why they're scoring more.
They are such huge additions to this team when you look at that, and the difference that they've made this season is incredible, and especially now for the second half of the season, we need that creativity so much, don't we?
Yeah, and it's not just coming from them two either. It's coming from from all angles. When you think of Bruno's numbers, obviously we've already spoken about him. Amad as well. If Amad can start finding the back of the net more regularly, he is so exciting for me. I mean, we talk about Cunha, we talk about Mbeumo, but I really enjoy watching Amad. I think for the size of him, the way he can get off the ground, the way he's aggressive, and what he can do with the ball at his feet, inside, outside. And on a night like this, where it's a slick, real slick surface, he could be a proper defender's nightmare.
Yeah, hopefully he is later on. And speaking of Matheus Cunha, though, he hasn't scored in 5 Premier League appearances against West Ham. Do you think tonight could be the night for him?
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, he'll be hoping so. Absolutely. Look, I think United, the way they're going at the moment, you'd make them favourites for this game. I think that the difference that Michael Carrick's made, it's been quite simple, really. Going to a back four, getting Maguire and Martinez together, as a partnership. Those two have played 15 times together in a back four for Man United. I know they played a back three under Ruben Amorim, but in a back four, they've played 15 times together. It's got 8 clean sheets when those two have been there in a back four. Kobbie Mainoo back in the team. The rotation and the quality, the energy, the purposefulness of the forward players, you'd make United favourites. It's a dangerous game because, as I say, West Ham are dangerous in transition as well. Yeah. It's a different test, this, for United, because it's a team that will concede possession. They'll let United have it. And United actually have been better in transition themselves in some of the games that we've seen recently. So, different test for Michael Carrick's men, but I think they'll probably just come on the right end of it.
And when you speak about the past few weeks for Manchester United, how pleased have you been outside looking in, seeing how well the Reds have done?
Delighted, absolutely delighted. Everyone knows I'm a Man United fan, and hopefully we'll finish in the top 4 in Champions League football next season. That's the aim anyway.
It is indeed. Well, thank you both very much. Let's head to the studio.
Yeah, really nice to hear from Matt Holland there. He had his youth career with West Ham, starred for Ipswich and for Charlton. Played for Ireland as well, so as you can tell from his accent. But he is quite right what he says there. We're obviously aiming for Champions League football. Is a United fan, is Matt Holland, so would love to see the club back at Europe's top tier. If we continue to play like this, surely Champions League football is going to be within our reach.
Yeah, well, listen, I think where we are now, you've got to look at that. It's as simple as that. It'll be massive for the club to be back in it, and I think that's what the lads have got to strive for now. They're in a position where they could even push a little bit further than where we are now. But the main focus is, just playing as good as we can, like we have been doing, getting the 3 points, and then looking at the next game then. But the fans, I think all the fans, everybody at the club, you've got to look at the last 4 games and think, yeah, well, we're in there now. It's for us to lose, so we have to keep this going, because it's something that we need at Manchester United. And it's something that we'll look forward to next season if we can make it.
Let's not forget, this is a potential banana skin against the West Ham side, who took a point away from Old Trafford, did the double over us last season. We've not had a great record against of late, so we'll have to be at it, Webbs.
No, we do. We have to be at it, but I think sometimes in those previous games we probably worried about them a little bit too much and let them come on to us. Now we have, the man in the picture there, Bryan Mbeumo, running in behind. We've got, everybody else interlinking and changing. So we are a big enough threat to go and win a football match. And you could see that in the previous game when it got brought back to 2-2. We're in the 92nd minute and everybody still thinks we're going to go and win.
Yeah.
So, it's that feeling you have, and that's no data can tell you that feeling. It's something that you have as a group of players, and the environment that you feel like you can always go out and win. And at the moment, without getting way too carried away, we're 4 on the spin, which has not happened for a long time, and the pieces that have been put together are the right pieces. So listen, we know they've got good players. Somerville's flying at the moment. Jared Bowen's been a constant threat, their constant threat for a couple of years, so we have to keep them quiet. But listen, you're in the Premier League, you've got to keep players quiet at times, and that's your individual jobs, like Luke Shaw if it's Bowen, Dalot on the other side for Somerville, and then everybody else plays their part as well.
Yeah, we'll chat more about those West Ham danger men in a moment. I want to take this opportunity, though, to say thanks to the viewers on YouTube. Well, thanks to wherever you're watching, on whatever platform, but if you're watching on YouTube and you're commenting, thank you for that. And also join us for Matchday Review after. On YouTube, you can put your comments in below, and you can ask Webbs or Wes a question, anything you'd like to ask. If anything you want to say after the game, then please be our guest, put it in the comment section, and we'll get to as many of them as we can. Okay, let's hear from our head coach. Here's Michael Carrick.
So, Michael, an unchanged side. It shows just how confident you are in this team, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. I think, listen, we've got a really good squad, so it's not easy to just pick the team. I think the boys are in a good rhythm. I think they're obviously feeling good without getting carried away, and looking forward to the game. You know, I think the whole squad's contributed and continue to do that and off the bench tonight and finishing the game, if however that looks, has been important for us. So we need to carry that on as well.
And this has been such a good run so far. So for you, how do you balance the emotions of the highs for the lads ahead of a game like this?
You certainly got to use the confidence that it brings, you know, and the positive in terms of the performance and the results. I think that's part of sport and performance. You've got to take them emotions and balance them off with getting ready for the next game. You know, every game is different challenges, different atmospheres, different flow of the game. So it's a bit of a reset, but we're obviously going into the game in a good place, and so that makes us feel good. Looking forward to the game.
And finally, we're against a team that's fighting at the bottom end of the table today. What do you have to watch out for today? Where do you think the dangers could be?
They're a dangerous team. They've got really good players, really good attacking players as well, that have proved in recent weeks, you know, what they're capable of doing. So it's listen, the league table's really irrelevant of where we are, where they are. It's a game tonight that we'll go into with our eyes wide open, and hopefully we'll get the performance and we get the result.
Well, good luck. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Thank you.
Nice one.
See you in a bit.
Yeah, so your mate there, Michael, enjoying life as our head coach, doing very well. What's the feeling from him at the moment as to where he's at in this process and how the team's responding to the work he and his staff are doing?
Yeah, well, I think you've seen how the lads have responded, the attitude, the confidence going forward especially. You know, the attacking players are really going for it, really trying to get at the defenders' throats, and they're playing what they see. You know, if it's one touch, you can do it one touch. More importantly, they're passing forward and they're doing it quick. You know, they're making it dangerous as soon as we get the ball, and you can see teams already understanding that when we're going, we're attacking with pace and players are getting forward. So I'm sure he'd be really happy of how it's gone. Like you said though, this is a different game. You know, a couple of tricky players, but I still feel if we can contain them and we play the same going forward, you know, the same confidence. I think we've got too much for them. I do, especially if the front three can play like they can. They're all a big threat, and that's without Ahmad as well saying that. And it's a problem. I think they're going to find it hard today if we can continue in the same sort of attitude and pace that we've been playing at.
Can Carrick make it 5 wins out of 5? The last time we won 5 in a row, Webbs, February 2024 under Erik ten Hag. So it's not been easy to be consistent of late. If we can get 5 out of 5, it would be such a boost going into a blank weekend because of the FA Cup. Not playing for 13, 14 days. Just to feel that positive energy as we have a mini break.
Yeah, for sure. Just to continue the momentum that we've obviously got. I think the magnitude of the games as well. It's not just 5 games. It's 5 games, and we've beaten Arsenal, we've beaten City, we've beaten Spurs. You know, and obviously, you know, struggled against Arsenal and City in previous years. But the manner in the performances is what's really pleasing. You can win a game, but winning a game, putting the work ethic in, and coming out on top in the way that we have done, and entertaining, is what Manchester United's about. Yeah. And that's the secret sauce really, because we have won games in the past and still felt a little bit like we're not quite there. But you know, the feeling around the place at the moment is good, so hopefully that continues tonight.
Entertaining is a good word, because United are always the entertainers. Actually, we scored 48 goals this season, ranked 3rd. Had the most shots, 408, so ranked first with shots taken. Hit the woodwork 18 times. That's also a league high. So, it could be even better, the league table, if some of those chances have been converted. The league table at the moment, it's looking healthy for United. Chelsea have gone above us as it stands because they are 1-0 up. They're playing 3 games kicking off at 7:30, ours at 8:15. João Pedro with another goal for Chelsea, who are in good form under Liam Rossignol. So, but look at that, 44 points within 25 games. We're inching closer to Aston Villa, Wes, in the mix with Chelsea, above Liverpool, 5 points the gap to them and Brentford. It's not a bad position to be in. Of course, we'd like to be challenging Arsenal at the very top of the league, and hopefully, as this team progresses and grows, we will be. But from where we have been to be in a position to challenge the Champions League, it's a good position.
Yeah, well, since Michael's come in, I don't think anyone would have thought we'd probably be in this position now. You know, we've got to the point now where it's all on us. You know, we win our games. I mean, listen, it's still very tight there. But you have to say he's done a great job to get us, before today's matches, into fourth. You know, and I don't think there would have been many people that would have thought that can happen so quick. So now it's just about maintaining it. You know, you can't. I wouldn't want the players looking at that too closely. You know, we just need to do what we do on the pitch and get the 3 points. It's getting to that stage, but the opportunity is massive now to, you know, put pressure on. Not just your Chelsea, obviously they've kicked off, but your Aston Villas, and then you never know, even your Man Cities as well. So it's something we're all excited about, because like I said, we do want to see Champions League football.
Looking at the bottom of the table, West Ham won't be too displeased that Leeds are trailing to Chelsea, but as we've known for a while, they are in the thick of a relegation battle with Forest. Leeds still involved. Are Spurs involved, Webbs?
100%. Yeah, I think from Spurs down, then you know you definitely in a battle, because if you're looking at form as well, you know West Ham are probably the form team out the bottom six. Forest are stuttering at the moment, but Spurs are not in great form. They're not putting good performances together. They're
goalless with Newcastle at the moment at home.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of players injured as well.
Yeah.
You know, big players for them. So it's not like, you know, they've got the use of everybody. You know, there's fractions or fractious sort of an atmosphere between the manager and the fans. Tottenham's not a happy place at the moment.
No, they could be in trouble. You never would have thought that at the start of the season, but that's football for you. OK, we'll chat a bit about West Ham after we've heard from their manager, Nuno.
It's Man United tomorrow, but a very different one to the team you played, I guess, in December with a new coach. What have you made of Michael Carrick's start?
I think they are playing very good. They come from a good dynamic. They are in a good moment. You can see that the players are confident, and we know it's going to be tough because they have a lot of talented players.
Do you feel like almost both teams have changed quite a lot in the space of the last time you played them? Because I guess you're playing a slightly different style. They've got a new coach playing a different way as well. Do you think it's a completely kind of different game to the one maybe you saw in December?
Totally different, Chris. It's going to be totally different. It's always like this in football. New game, new things will happen, new decisions have to be made. But look, all the teams during the season have these situations. They change. Sometimes it works out, and if not, you have to change it again, looking for the best. I think United is the clear case that they have changed and now they are playing good.
Just finally from me, I noticed after the game on the weekend, you really bigged up the away support and how much they gave you and the team. Is it important now, with all the games I guess are huge, but especially tomorrow night, that you kind of get the same response from the home crowd as well?
Yeah. It's been amazing. It's been very supportive. It was like this in Burnley. I told you, let's try to put this energy tomorrow because we need them. And we know that it's up to us. The moment that we give, our fans are gonna give back.
Yeah, so Nuno Espirito Santo trying his best to keep West Ham up. Kind of like the guy, he was really good at Wolves. Unlucky what happened at Forest after doing so well, but you wish him well after tonight, of course. The form table, though, looks really healthy for us with those 4 wins in a row. The draw at Burnley making the other game in our last 5. As for West Ham, a bit better of late, Webbs, with those wins against Sunderland and Spurs, and most recently at Burnley.
Yeah, I think if they carry on that form till the end of the season, you know, winning 3 out of 5 games, then they'll be okay. And that's why I say at the bottom 6, they are the form team. And he's very good, Nuno, the way he sets his teams up. So it will be difficult tonight. You look at the teams they've beaten there, even Sunderland, you know, they've outrun Sunderland, and that's been their main threat this year. And they've got like say Somerville and Bowen, with those two, you've always got a chance of scoring. They bought strikers in January. They put Disasi at the back as well.
He was part of the Chelsea bomb squad, wasn't he?
He was,
bombed
yeah.
out of Chelsea.
Yeah, and I just feel that he gets in. You know, he's had a rough deal at Tottenham when he was there. Nuno, he had a rough deal at Forest when he was manager, but everywhere else he's been good. So
you say Bowen, he's got 3 goals in his last 5 games against us.
Yeah.
I don't like it when a player has a really good record against us like that. But he is their best player, isn't he? And captain. And
Yeah.
most of the good stuff they do go through Jarrod Bowen.
Yeah, for me, he's their biggest threat. Obviously, Somerville at the moment as well. But he's the guy to look at, and he does a lot of it individually as well. You know, he's quick. He attacks the players. He gets in the right positions, and Luke's gonna have to play really well against him. I'm just hoping the team can help him. There's enough energy because obviously we played on Saturday. You just hope, you know, the team aren't lacking a little bit in that sort of area. But yeah, when people like Bowen and Somerville get on the ball, you do need a little bit of help. As simple as that. Obviously, there's Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well, who
good lad, Aaron.
Yeah, great lad who'll be looking to have a good game. But like you said, listen, they're at home. They know that this is still an opportunity to pick up points. Even if they get a draw, they'll be happy with that from where they are. But we just need to have to show the same energy levels. And if not, I'm sure Michael will make the changes a little bit earlier. But a couple of threats, if we can null them out, I think we've got more threats than them. So hopefully that's the way it goes.
Yeah, you're spot on. Speaking of threats, our biggest threat, perhaps, other than Bruno maybe, is Bryan Mbeumo, who's been in really good form of late. And he's been speaking about his teammates.
So, which of your teammates would you pick for the following quality? Speed.
Ahmad.
How quick is he?
He's quick.
Quicker than you?
No.
Who would you pick for dribbling ability?
Ahmad.
Skills.
It's the same, no? No. Okay, Josh. Yes.
What's so good about him?
Skills.
Why? What are his skills?
I can do a lot of skills.
Tackling.
Casemiro.
Right. What's it like to be hit by him?
Yes.
It hurts?
Yes.
Passing.
Bruno.
Yeah, he's got a range of passing, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Does he make the team tick?
What is it?
He makes the team tick. He's the heart and soul of the team.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Finishing ability.
Finishing. Bruno or Cunha, to be honest.
Cunha's up there.
Yeah.
Is he better than you at finishing? Sharper in the box?
We are the same.
Strength.
I would say Mata, De Ligt.
Yeah. And long shots.
Long shots. Bruno.
Yeah. Yours was a decent effort, wasn't it, yesterday?
Yeah, it was.
But Bruno's the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we can see Bryan Mbeumo on the score sheet again. A man of few words at times, it seems, but describing his teammates there, he's got it pretty spot on, hasn't he? Shooting from distance, Bruno or Cunha?
Probably Bruno. He's probably done it a bit more, but you're right, Cunha. It's a different shot. But yeah, I think he's got everything spot on there.
And as for the quickest, I quite liked what he said, Ahmad quick. But Ahmad's really quick over short distance, isn't he? And then other players might catch up with a longer sprint, but he is so sharp in those first few yards.
He is, but like he said, who do you think? He said Ahmad. You know, is he quicker than you? He said no.
Yeah, he backs himself.
But no, he's frighteningly quick, Brian. Over distance, from 40, 50 yards.
That first
if he can open up, then he goes. And some people are quick off the mark and can't sustain it, but he just keeps going.
Yeah.
And that's the difficult part for anybody defending him. And then he has a presence of mind to still finish.
And do you like him playing through the middle now rather than
I do.
off the right? I mean, he can do both, but what do you think is his best position?
I like him through the middle because it stretches teams. And if you're a centre-half, you're playing against him, you'll know, Wes. If he's on your shoulder, you're worried. You saw how he played against Arsenal. And you're playing against Saliba, you're playing against Gabriel. And both of them are quick. Both of them would back themselves in strength from fitness. And he gave him a really tough time. So, yeah, I like him through the middle. I think he's a real threat, and it helps.
With him in the middle, it enables you to get both him and Ahmad into that starting lineup in this formation, because otherwise one of them might miss out.
Yeah,
and they're both in form.
Exactly. So you want them all on the pitch, and that's the best way to do it. And there's lots of threats and lots of counter attacks there on the pitch.
Quick score prediction then, as we always do, because you've had to go at the predictions challenge on the Manchester United app. Webbs?
I've gone 3-1 Man United win.
Wes?
Yeah, I've gone 3-1 as well, and I asked him this before, to be fair, I didn't copy him, and I've gone Bruno man of the match.
Brilliant stuff. Okay, let's hope we do bring the 3 points back to Manchester, but that's it for us in the studio. We'll see you at half-time. We'll hand over to your commentators. David May is alongside Liam Bradford.
Thanks, Sully. Yes, bubbles fly across the mouth of the tunnel at the London Stadium as the two sides emerge. A rare midweek match in the Premier League as Manchester United take on West Ham at the London Stadium in Stratford, looking for a 5th consecutive victory under head coach Michael Carrick. The top 3 beckons for the Reds if they can avoid any hair-raising encounters against the Hammers. And look, they have been in blistering form, Michael Carrick and his side in recent weeks. David May, they'll be looking to add just another one on top, and if they could make it as routine and straightforward as it was against Spurs at the weekend, they'll take that as well.
That would be nice, it would, but you're going down to West Ham, who have sort of like turned the season around really. They were in free fall, but Nuno's turned it around, and the last few games have been a hell of a lot better. So tonight will be tough, but you know what? It's a perfect opportunity now for United to go and get another 3 points and close the gap on the top 3, top 4.
I think it's fair to say that this is the sternest test that they've faced in that run of fixtures. West Ham obviously went 2-0 up, didn't they, against Chelsea, lost that game by 3 goals to 2, but some of the other teams that they've played, not necessarily at the top end of the Premier League table, so I think that's going to be just as tough for them today as it is for Manchester United. Premier League anthems playing. Let's run you through the two teams set to encounter one another here. Senna Lomans in goal, picked up his 4th clean sheet of the season in the last game against Tottenham Hotspur. Luke Shaw starts another Premier League game, that's 26 in a row for him. Lisandro Martinez and Harry Maguire in the centre of defence. Diogo Dalot at right back. He came up with an assist for Bruno Fernandes on Saturday. Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo elevated their levels in central midfield. Good to see them starting together again. Cunha, Fernandes and Ahmad behind the rapid Bryan Mbeumo up front. In terms of West Ham, well, they make one change. Freddie Potts comes in for Callum Wilson. Otherwise, exactly as you were. 4-4-1-1. Hermansen in goal. Wan-Bissaka, Mavropanos, Disasi and Diouf across the back. Jarrod Bowen and Mateus Fernandes on one side. Souček, Crysencio, Somerville on the left-hand side of midfield with Freddie Potts and Castellanos, who goes through the middle. Somerville